Hello, my name is Jazzboy. I recently made a piece of pixel art for Mario Kart. I enjoy the game a lot, and I play primarily Inkling because I just like Splatoon, of course. So I decided to make a piece of the Inkling riding in a cart and avoiding a blue shell. This particular piece was quite different from others that I've done. I usually work in a pretty small resolution. However, this one I really wanted to challenge myself to make not only one that's bigger in resolution, but also with different like line weights and stuff. And it's kind of weird for me because I don't really work with lines all that much. Like I know, like I'll watch like traditional artists, and they'll do like this thing where like they draw with like the circles and like they plan out the proportions. So I tried doing that at the beginning there, and I just kind of scrapped it because I didn't really like how it looked. So I just went back to how I usually do things, where I just like I usually block it out and use like blobs and stuff, and then color it in that way, kind of like painting almost. But yeah, I think that's something I'll need to improve at, is just learning how to draw, just how to like get the basic sketches right. I don't have a script for this. I'm just gonna go off of what I see. Right now, I'm just trying to get like the hair correct. I'm working at those lines right now. I even have the old, what's it? I drew this same sort of style, but with Marie. So I have it there as like a reference for what I want. I want to go like a similar sort of style to that. I just really like having like really thick line art with people like I don't know if you've seen Light Arrow's artwork, but his line work is just so it's so good. So I just don't. Yeah, the pose was another thing that's really hard for me. That's one thing. Like doing like pixel art like this, it has to look bad before it looks good. Like that's what I like. It's so difficult to like really get a grasp of what it might look like. Maybe just because I'm going like piece by piece. Maybe I should just try to block out the whole thing and then detail it later. I don't know. This is more of a learning process for me. I don't really have like guidelines or like if you do like proportion drawing, normally you draw like guides and lines and stuff. So that way you get like the proportions right. If you're doing perspective drawing, and then you get like the angles right. I didn't do that. I should have done that for the ATV, because like in the final product, the ATV kind of looks a little wonky. Although I guess it kind of gives the appearance of it's like turning or whatever. So yeah, hopefully it's all right. Let's see. I don't really have script, so I might just go silent for a few points. Oh, the leg and getting specifically like the legs and the arms was just really difficult because it was a really awkward pose, and so my normal method of just kind of like blobbing it out and then putting it later, or like filling in later, kind of wasn't really ideal for this specific situation, because you see the leg just kind of hangs out there. And I guess I really should have just drawn the entire cart first and then tried to draw the limbs and stuff like that. Because as you can see right now, it just kind of looks odd how they're just kind of like hanging out there. So yeah. I have my reference images to the right. I don't usually use the ATV, but I just thought this would be a cool cart to use. Here I'm experimenting with giving her freckles. I didn't like any of them, so I just didn't, unfortunately. Yeah, see, I'm really struggling here, especially like the shoulder, like the far shoulder is like really struggling out there. It's really, it just, you know, like I said, it's gotta look bad before it looks good. It's all part of the. You really gotta trust the process with this. Also, I end up changing the color of the ATV just so that it matches the in-game color more, because depending on the character, the color of the ATV will be different. was working on the hands a bit there. Thankfully, the hands were really pretty easy with this one because they're just kind of like gripping it, and I don't really have to worry about fingers and stuff. Also, sorry if I'm zooming in and out a lot. I tend to do that a lot with my art. I'm not even realizing it. Like, I didn't realize how, like, how it look sped up. But yeah, it's all part of the process. That's why I keep the preview window up there. That way you can just see it instead of like having to rely on. Dang, I lost my train of thought there. Sorry. Like I said, I don't have a script. I'm just going off the cuff here. Oh, doing the wheels. I think I kind of like how the wheels turned out. They got a nice perspective on them. I didn't bother drawing the far wheels because you can't see them, and I just think it, you know, it's good enough. Now moving on to more of the shading for the Inkling. I think I got here. I think the pose is more or less final. Still not entirely happy with how it turned out, but you know, it's good enough for this piece. So, anyways, it's good enough. I experimented with trying to give sort of like highlights in her hair. I tried to use yellow because I wanted to see if I could like maybe change the colors a bit as the light was getting brighter, but I just decided to go against it and go with white. Also decided to draw her ear because this isn't the first time I've drawn this character. I've drawn this character before, and I hated drawing the headphones, so I just didn't. I just didn't draw the headphones. Here I'm stylizing the ATV to be more like how it is in the actual game. Going for the green one because of course her hair is green. The logo on the front of the car doesn't really look like a squid, but it's the best I can do. Given it at that specific angle, at this specific resolution, at this part of time of year, this part of the country. I was styling the wheels after the monster wheels from the game, and I think the texture worked out nice. Okay, the blue shell. This definitely gave me a little bit of trouble at first. I was like, what shape is a shell? And like I tried doing it from this perspective. Spoiler alert: I don't use this perspective because I like it, here. It's just being drawn like from the side. Like I was trying to more closely copy the reference image to the right there. So yeah, it ends up looking kind of flat. Like the bottom part, like the whole like I guess neck area. That's where the neck of the turtle would come out. Would just look weird. So I just scrapped entirely. And I go with more of a sphere. The only really like proper drawing technique I've picked up is doing like that little cross thing on the sphere. That way you know where to put like the eyes and stuff. Although in this case, I just put like the rim of the shell where the lines intersect, or like where the line goes sideways. So, and I also think this particular angle makes it look as though it's coming down on her, like it's about to strike, and I think it makes the portrait a little bit more dynamic. The wings gave me a little bit of an issue. I just kind of, guessed with the shape. The spikes as well. I didn't know how to convey cones, so I just kind of did the best I could. They're a little jank, but I think they turned out fine. I especially like the shading on the shell. I think it really has a lot of depth. I'm really happy with that. Going with more line art here. So one thing I'll do with the line art is if one object is like overlapping another and it's close enough, I'll just do like a 1 pixel wide outline. Whereas if the object is supposed to be separated, I'll do 2 pixels. You see on like the inner side of the wing, I do like a 1 pixel outline, and then on the outer side, I do like a 2 pixel outline. Shading the other side of the shell. I tried to fix the hair a bit. The hair is a little not quite anatomically correct. It's a little like flat. Her head's just got a really weird shape. Inklings in general just kind of have like football heads. They kind of look like Nigel Uno from Kids Next Door. I just scribbled something together for the background. I didn't really care. It wasn't really important to me. I ended up changing the background from this. I also tried to add motion lines that just didn't work out. A lot of things at the end that I kind of just scrapped because I was like, I just want to be done with this. Make some edits, made some tweaks, and the final image should be coming up in just a second. See, I cropped it. I wanted to make this so I could display it on a phone and use it as a wallpaper. But yeah, here's how the final image turned out, and I'm pretty happy with this one. I really like how the shell turned out. I really like the drift sparks, and overall, I'm pretty pleased with it, to be honest. One thing I think that I could improve on is some of the line work that's a little cluttered at the bottom there. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, you know, thank you for watching. Feel free to comment any suggestions down below, and I'll see you later.